Have you ever felt like your market is saturated? Like there's too many people writing on your exact topic, too many people that are speakers in your world, too many people that have written books about what you want to write about? Well, that is the question we're going to talk about in today's clarity session. You are listening to the Clarity Sessions. My name is Brian Dixon, and today we talk to Flavia Andrews. And Flavia is the proprietor of neathousesweethome.com. You can find her over at neathousesweethome.com, and all of her social media is Flavia Andrews. And she asks this question.
The thing that has got me stuck all the time is the things that I want to teach. Is it good enough? Like, I feel like my market is saturated. I am a mother, a housewife, a homemaker, and an entrepreneur. And we seem to be in an era that there's a lot of women. Well, we saw it on Activate, right? That we want to be in this entrepreneurial world, and then it just gets crazy. And crazy as in schedules. So I am passionate about teaching women about developing good routines, developing good habits to live their best life. That's actually my tagline. And I am a person that loves routine. I can do the same thing over and over at the same time, the same day, just so I can be like an autopilot and just get it done and over with and go on and move on to my next task, whatever that is, right?
Yes.
So for me, I try to put things in paper to teach people. And I make a lot of printables, and I write a lot of blog posts about habits and routines. But then I go back to, everybody's doing these. Everybody have their own routines. Like, who am I to teach them how to do these? And everybody's different too. So I always have like that little thing that stops me too. Like, I don't know if it blocks me from creating more, or this is where I feel like I need help.
Oh, I hear you. And thanks for sharing. This is something that is very common. I hear this frequently. So there's a few concepts here. The first one is that comparison monster, that idea that there's all these other people doing it. And I've got a little exercise for you on that. And then the second concept is imposter syndrome, which is sort of like, who am I to be an expert? Who am I to shine this light where there's other flashlights that are brighter than mine? Like, why does my message even matter? And there's another exercise for that. So the first thing I would do, I think it's belief. It's just getting perspective. So I call it the grocery store test. You don't actually have to do it in real life. I don't think anyone's ever taken me up on it. And if you do me up on it, please let me know.
Okay, sure.
I want you to imagine that, you're in front of a grocery store down in South Florida, and let's pick the most famous expert in your space, in that the mom niche, routines, organizing, home planner niche. Okay. Do you have somebody in mind that's really big in this space?
I do. Yes.
Yes. Just give me his or her first name.
Ruth.
Okay. Yeah. Our friend Ruth. Okay. So imagine this, even going to her hometown or a city near where she lives down in Florida, and standing in front of the grocery store. There were some Boy Scouts in front of the grocery store yesterday. So that's why I'm thinking about this. You're standing in front of the grocery store, and as people walk up, you just say, hey, and for moms, like, you're actually targeting the avatar, the real reader. And you're saying, hey, I have one question for you, or hey, can you help me out? And they would stop, and they don't know what you want. And you say, hey, do you know who Ruth is? We're using her whole name, right? Do you know who Ruth is? Most people would say no, and leave me alone, right? They have no idea what you're talking about.
You're crazy lady, what you're talking about, yeah. Well,
right?
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. I can praise and talk about her constantly, and then my friends are like,
I don't know who she is.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know.
So the world is a really big place. And so what's happening, what often happens when we feel like everybody's doing this, I got to tell you, like, I've seen this in all kinds of industries. I've seen this where everybody's talking about Facebook ads, or everybody's talking about writing a book, or everybody's talking about home organizing, or that we feel that way. But then we do the grocery store test, and we realize that, so I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and there's a few kind of famous-y people that do online stuff here. And if I did the grocery store test and I said, hey, do you know who so-and-so is? It would probably be hundreds of people would say, no, before one person even knew who that person was. Because we're in a little fishbowl. We're in our own little pond, our own little industry. And the people that we serve don't necessarily know all the things that we know. So that's the third concept. It's called the curse of the guru. So you have the curse of the guru, which means you're looking at the world and you go, well, this is the way it should be because I know my stuff. But most people don't know the stuff that you know. So most people don't know how to make a printable, how to create a printable, how to use a printable. So those are the people you serve. You don't serve your critics. You don't serve your colleagues. You serve your customers. You serve your clients. You serve your audience. So think about those, maybe those friends that you were mentioning, the friends that don't know who Ruth is.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense because sometimes I'm like, my friends will come over to my house and it's like, how do you figure to do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just do it. And it's like, and then I come to their house and then I'm like, this is just all you have to do, whatever in their pantry or in their closet. And yes, I guess it's, yeah.
That's that what's obvious to you is magic to other people.
Correct.
You figured it out. You spent all this time, you're a mom, like you said, you're a mom, your wife, you're an entrepreneur. There are a lot of people that aren't moms, wives, and entrepreneurs, haven't been doing it as long as you have, haven't read the same books, had the same life experience, the same passion and gifts and natural talents that you have. And all that comes together to create that zone of genius, that thing that you're really good at. So I think the question behind the question that I'm hearing is, how do I move forward in doing my stuff really focus? Can you kind of clarify that question a little bit?
Yeah, how do I move forward? Like, for example, yes, I have an idea of a product, but okay, and then after that, what? Like, I feel like, okay, I'm going to teach you this, and then once you learn it,
yes,
there's always room for improvement for everybody, and there's always going to be new people that is going to want that thing that I have.
Right.
But yeah, I got maybe a little stuck thinking like, okay, we have all this product ladder when we're talking about, how to offer different type of products at different price levels. And I'm like, I don't, like when I think to go all the way to my profit maximizer, I'm like, I don't know. But I guess it's a matter of, like you said, belief and perspective and just, one step in front of the other until it will fall into place, basically.
The belief and perspective part is what keeps you going. You still need your roadmap though. So I want you to picture your ideal reader and think about where is she stuck? Why does she need a printable to organize her home? Can you tell me a little bit about her? Have you defined your ideal customer avatar or your ideal reader?
How do I find it?
Do you have one? Have you defined one? Do you have somebody?
Oh, yes. I do have my avatar. Perfect.
Yeah, tell me about her.
Well, she works. She doesn't stay home like I do because I try to focus on the people that is not home all day putting things away. It's the person that leaves the house at 8 o'clock in the morning and comes home at 5 and it's like, what do I do now? So that avatar, my avatar doesn't know what she's making for dinner. My avatar doesn't know where she put the keys the night before when she's leaving in the morning. She's just a mess. She missed the birthday party that her son had to go the past Saturday. So that I want to help that person have their life organized, as in time and belongings.
I love it. Okay, so the question I'd ask for you, because we write for a reader, is to get closer to that reader, to actually meet with her, talk with her, and ideally in person or on Zoom, like we're recording this right now. You actually see her face, hear her voice, even going to her house, like whatever you can do to put yourself in that position. Imagine that you're the coach that comes alongside her. So as she's going about her day, she says, oh, if only I, whatever it is, if only I had something I could do at night that would help me get ready for the morning. And that's
Right.
where Flavia can come along and say, oh, look, take it out of your backpack. Here you go. I made this printable that's going to help you. And that's sort of, she's searching for her pain, right? People Google their pain. So she's going to search for things that are causing her frustration, are causing her anxiety. She feels like she's failing. And so that's why she would look for something like a printable or a membership site or a course.
Right.
It's to get rid of the thing that's hurting her.
Right. Because now that you say membership site, it's one of the things that rings a bell, because people likes to talk. I love to talk.
Yes.
And I feel like I help people when simple things like what I mentioned before, right? And also we're talking about this person that doesn't have time for many things. So if I'm going to say, oh, here's a binder, and you have to fill out this whole thing and write your life in this binder and printable, it's like there's some people that they don't even like to do that.
That's right.
I have a friend that she has 3 kids and she would love to have her house organized, but she doesn't even have time to print a paper and write down. She doesn't have the mind for it. So I think what helps her the most, for example, is when she reads my blog posts. And she's like, okay, maybe this week I'm going to only apply this thing, but it will help me get through the week. And maybe I'll make it a habit, like whatever, picking up the mail and just sorting through it in 10 minutes and that's it. And stuff like that, right? So going back to the membership site or just the one-on-ones, I think it helps even more. So you gave me there.
So that friend who isn't going to print something, you think about what you could do. So it sounds like if time is the biggest constraint, which a lot of people use time as, that's their biggest challenge.
Yes.
Then the solution you provide is what we'd call speed of implementation. Okay. The solution that you provide will let them do something faster or easier than if they were to go do that on their own. And they understand the value of their time. And so they're willing to spend, a reasonable price to get a valuable product. And so as an example, if you were to say, hey, for only X, right, for only $10 a month, I will send you one little tip per day that you can listen to on your phone. That's easy, right? Because she's like, oh, I got the tip. Flavia sends it at night. I listen to my one little tip, and it's going to help me be the kind of mom I want to be, even though I'm really busy. Correct. So now you validate it. That's just an idea. We have to validate it by actually checking with the audience. And so that's where having that conversation with a few of those moms who are working, who want to, I'm sure there's names for it. They want to be an organized mom, how to go from overscheduled to super organized or something like that. Like start with the pain of where they are right now, and then the joy of where they could be. And then the tool that you offer, whether it's a membership site or a download or a blog post or whatever it ends up being, is the solution to their problem. It's going to be the door that, they open the door and they get through from stuck to success.
Correct. Yes. I like that. Now, remember that email that we sent? Where are you stuck?
Did you send it?
I haven't, because I was actually waiting for my clarity session.
Yes.
So
this is my favorite email where you ask where people are stuck, right? You write them and you say, where are you stuck? Hit reply, let me know.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about that.
Well, no, I feel that now that we have this session, I have the strength to say, okay, I can do these. I have the belief.
Good.
And yes, you're right. I mean, it's the perspective and just implement it. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what you could do? This is kind of the next level, is once you've done that a few times, you send that email and people have told you. Most of the time when people write you back on email, I've noticed, is you can see their picture. Like Gmail will have their picture. And you might be friends with them on Facebook, or you can Google them and find a picture of them or somebody that even looks like them. But I've really found this to be helpful, is to actually print out 2 or 3 pictures of the person of the different people that you're helping, and just look at them. I think there's something really powerful about looking at pictures of real people who have really written you an email, and you say, I always call her Cheryl. Like that's my ideal reader. So I have a picture of somebody that I've called her Cheryl. That's not her real name. It was a stock photo that I found. But I look at her and I go, how can I help Cheryl today? Where is Cheryl stuck today? What does she need help with? And so I've sort of, based on, hundreds of conversations with different, bloggers and speakers and authors, I've kind of created this character of Cheryl. And when I look at her, I just think about, where is she stuck and what does she need some help on? What is she worried about? So I think you can do the same thing, having those conversations, sending that email, saying, where are you stuck? But then actually, maybe put in a little picture frame.
That is a great idea.
Right? Put it on your desk and go, okay, I'm about to write a blog post. Let me take a look at Cheryl. Oh yeah. Okay. She's busy. She's overwhelmed. What can I create that will help her in her life today?
Yeah, I guess, it is definitely, it helps. It's just like you have to put a face on who you're working for.
That's right. Because we're working for people.
Yeah, exactly. We're not working for just to write and SEO and all the technical stuff that you get in your brain. And you're like thinking, this gotta be right for X, Y, and Z reasons, but also for my customer. So
definitely.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. So if people want to learn more about you, how can they find you online?
Okay, so my handle is Flavia Blogger. Flavia is F as in Frank, L-A-V as in Victor, I-A. And that's for every social media but Facebook. On Facebook, I am facebook.com/Neat House Sweet Home.
Well, there you have it. I hope this coaching session was valuable to you. Remember, it's all about your people. So even if you feel like you're in a crowded marketplace, remember, your people need to hear your message. So start with the people that are already in your life. If you could use some extra help, I do personal coaching, and you can learn more about my own personal coaching at briandixon.com/coaching. And if you want to get all of the notes and the transcript and the audio and video from today's episode, just go to /clarity03. That's briandixon.com/clarity03. Thanks so much for watching or listening. And remember, your message matters. It's time to start with your people.